All right, continuing with Tubi Horror Weekend 3, we are on Ginger Snaps, a movie which I've heard about for a long time. And hey, Ginger Snaps, you gotta watch Ginger Snaps. One of the best, well, it's 2000s actually. It came out in the year 2000, but it's an early 2000 horror film. It's pretty good. It's okay. It stars Catherine Isabel and Emily Perkins as sisters who are obsessed with death. Like, the beginning of this, I was getting major Are You Afraid of the Dark feels. This is a Canadian film. And, it's a very Canadian film. You even get, like, the aboot and, get out of here. Sometimes you hear that. And there's some Canadian actors I do recognize. You know, I like Supernatural, Are You Afraid of the Dark, Big Wolf on Campus, and Red Green. So I recognize some of these actors, I guess. But yeah, these two are obsessed with death, and that brings me back to the Are You Afraid of the Dark episode, Tale of Station 109.1. Yeah, they're obsessed with death. In fact, they're taking pictures, and like they present this in class, and the teacher, who is I believe the forest ranger guy from the Red Green show, gets all pissed off and says, "Oh, it's gross," and like, it's art. It's not real blood, it's art. You know, it takes real talent to set up to do stuff. I mean, these girls, no spoilers for the end, these girls could have been, one of them still could, but like, been visual effects artists with the way they set this up. So yeah, I really liked how they said, you know, it's art, it's not real. But he's freaking out, "Oh no, this is terrible," and it's like, you need to see someone or something, I don't know. But yeah, and the Are You Afraid of the Dark feel doesn't really go away because one of the actors in this was in an episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark. I think two of them. Jesse Moss, I think, was in an episode. I don't remember which one, but I'm sure he was in the C7. He was in the Tale of C7. I just remembered that. Jesse Moss is in this, and he was in the Tale of C7. He was also in that weird alien show, or TV movie with the blue alien. I forgot what it's called. And he was in Final Destination 3. Speaking of which, another Final Destination 3 alum, Chris Lemke, plays the character of Sam, who's the local drug dealer. Okay. And we have Mimi Rogers, who's from stuff. But the actor I'm talking about was in 2 episodes of, and if I pointed him out to you, and you were a fan of Are You Afraid of the Dark, and I pointed this guy out to you, or I even showed you the scene that I first saw him, and you'd be like, "Oh yeah, that's the kid. He's from Tale of the Crimson Clown and the Tale of what's the Renegade Virus?" Yeah. So yeah, he's in this. I always find it weird when they cast older actors as the younger sibling, because Emily Perkins is actually 2 years older than Catherine Isabel, but she plays the younger sister, and they say she's 15. Catherine Isabel, Ginger, she's 16, and like Bridget was skipped a grade. So yeah. Right away, beginning of this film, you see there's something going around killing dogs. The weird thing is, it seems to be only dogs that get mauled. I don't know. And then, like, Sam hits it with his car when the girls are running after Ginger gets bit by it, of course, because Ginger becomes the werewolf. And I'm sitting here watching this at the beginning, and I'm like, it seems like the budget of a TV film. And it becomes very apparent when the most you really get to see of werewolf for most of this is like fake teeth. Like when Catherine Isabel's running around, she has like fake teeth. Until the end when you have the transformation, which is a decent transformation. There are some shots with CGI which don't hold up, but the wolf at the end looks pretty good when it's not CGI, but you can tell that they didn't have the budget to do a werewolf for most of it. They had some kind of thing at the beginning here, but and they really had to hold their budget back. And weird thing is when Jesse Moss's character gets infected, and they didn't even try with makeup on him. It looks like he has a bunch of pimples all over the place. That's not how werewolf transformations work. And I hear that they're going to remake this as a TV series. Don't. You're asking for internet trolls. Whoever's in charge of making that series, don't do it. I'm not saying I don't want it, but don't do it. If you try to make something like this in 2021, you are going to get hit with a bunch of internet trolls that'll say, oh, this is woke female empowerment bullshit, and you're throwing us in our faces. You're saying that this is basically the Black Christmas 2019 all over again. You're saying men are shit, and you're saying that this is a very female-heavy film. They talk about PMS. They go into great detail about PMS. And I'm not an expert, but women out there, does your back hurt when you start having your menstrual cramps? Your back? I thought the cramps were in your genital area or whatever. I don't know. And she ends up hooking up with Jesse Moss's character, but I forget his name. And it's like, wait, she has her period. A couple days later, no, I'm no expert. Don't you have to wait 2 weeks? Isn't it 2 weeks? I mean, I have a sister and a mom, and I've had girlfriends, but I try to my best not to get into too much detail with that side of the thing. One time my ex, she left a little something in my trash, and I flipped out. Like, get that the fuck out of here. This is a man's apartment. I don't need that shit. Get rid of it. No, it was No. I try not to think about that stuff. But you females, without going into too much information, because YouTube might be against that, but let me know in the comments below, females. Does your back hurt? I would think maybe your lower back when you have the menstrual cramps. Just let me know in the most vague way possible. Just say like, yes, it does, because it kind of affects the whole, I don't know. I'm not a woman. I wouldn't know. But I'm just saying, if they tried to tell a story like this with this kind of stuff in it in 2021, they're going to be accused of woke female empowerment stuff. And I don't think it's going to go over well. I'm just saying. But I didn't mind it. I had this in my mind. Well, this is 21 years ago now. Back then, it was more accepted, I guess, to do a movie like this. It was written by a woman with help from a man, but you can tell the woman had a bigger influence. All the menstrual talk, she probably, wrote most of it, because us men, we try not to know too much about that. But and watching this, I'm like, how the hell am I gonna talk about this shit? I don't know nothing about no menstrual shit. I'm a dude. The worst thing I gotta worry about is trying to hide it when it's sticking up, you know what I mean? But anyway, well, maybe not, because it's not that big. But anyway, so yeah, and I was with it at the beginning of this, up to the point where it just got halfway through. And it lost me. For some reason, I don't know why, it just lost me. I lost all my attention. I started doing stuff around the apartment. And I was listening to it. and everything. So they need this stuff. What's it called? Something Brook, something like that. It's not Wolfsbane, and I'm like, why isn't it Wolfsbane? That's what's used in all this, and you know, Sam tells her, hey, you use this, you can cure a werewolf. Also, I don't think it like she pierces her with a silver belly button ring. That would hurt her. Silver burns werewolves, you know? She should be in pain. When she puts that in, she should be in severe pain because it would burn. But she just leaves it in there. She does try to take it out at one point, but it's never like it was paining her. She just wants it out, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, this fake Wolfsbane stuff, he says, can cure her. And when she injects it into Jesse Moss because he was infected from having sex with her, I'm assuming that, like, she bit him while they were doing it. I don't think you transmit it through sex. Also, they make a big deal about how it's unprotected, but also, like I say, this is a couple days after she's had her period. From experience, guys never ever have sex with a woman when she's on her period. It's gross. It's disgusting. I'll admit I did it once, never again. It's gross. You don't know. No. It's nasty. Don't do that. Don't do it. 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 Nope. But of course they don't really address that, but and he goes like, dude, I hooked up with her, and then like we find out later he's turning into a werewolf, but like it's presented as pimples. I don't know. Maybe they were trying like to use lycanthropy as sort of an allegory for puberty, because you know she gets her period around the same time she gets bitten. They start talking about growing hair in weird places. He's got a bunch of pimples on his face. Maybe that's what they were doing, and if that's what they were doing, yeah, it works, I guess. It just seems really weird. Also, strange, but yeah. Eventually, Sam and Bridget have to. Because Bridget tells Sam that it's her, but like he figures out that it's Ginger because of her behavior and everything, and like she kills the cheerleader chick or whatever, neighbor girl, and like try to hide her body, and the parents find fingers. I do like that, you know, it makes sense. She's like, oh, it's one of their projects, but then they realize it's not, and the mom tries to help. I think she dies. I think. Again, I wasn't really paying attention at this point, but I know it ends with, you know, Ginger dying, and like Bridget gets bit at some point, I think too, and like she puts her head on the dead body and it ends, and I'm just like, wait, if Ginger dies, how the hell is there a sequel? And I know that Catherine Isabel is in it. She's in all three. She's on the cover of all three. I saw the pictures. I'm like, wait. And again, I'm trying to figure out how there's a prequel too. My thought is, oh, we're going to follow the werewolf that bit her. But from what I read, it's their ancestors, which makes no sense because their family lineage has no ties to werewolves. You just retcon stuff. Going into this, I'm like, you know, I could probably watch the other two at some point, and after I'm done with this, I'm like, no. And after I read through some of the stuff, apparently the second one follows Bridget, who sees a ghostly apparition of her sister. I don't know. And then the other one is like in the 1800s or whatever. I don't know. I'm not really interested in watching those, but this was actually decent from what I remember. But then again, like I said, the quality, it makes me feel like I'm watching a CTV show, like a Canadian horror TV show, like Teen Wolf, but a Canadian version with a female lead. That's what it seems like. And I think even the budget of this was lower than an episode of the Teen Wolf TV series. Then again, it's 2000. The Teen Wolf was like 2015, 2014. So, what do I know? But, yeah, this was fine. Ultimately, I'll say it's middle of the road because I enjoyed the first half and then it kind of just went downhill. I lost my interest, but it was fine. You know, middle of the road. So, what are your thoughts on Ginger Snaps? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'm Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.